Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
The beauty of live daytime sports TV. Curling updates. Canada's Brad Jacobs defeated Norway's Magnus Ramsfell 8-3 in the early draw at the Men's World Curling Championship in Moose Jaw this morning. Canada scored 3 points in the fourth end to improve to 6-1. They'll play Czechia tonight. And the CFL has a new commissioner, Stuart Johnston. He's the president of TSN. But not anymore. He was named the commissioner of the CFL today. We'll discuss this a little more later because I'm just dying to bring in our good friend Alan May now. The guy who said from Monumental Sports Television that Alex Ovechkin would catch Wayne. And now here we are, Al. 4 goals away. Has this all unfolded the way you thought that it would?
I thought he would have broken it by now, until he broke his fibula. And it's been spectacular to watch him play this year. He was so hot at the start of the year. His skating was probably better than we'd seen it in 5 or 6, maybe 7 years. Breaks his leg, stumbled a little on the way back, but he has not lost his hands. He still knows where the net is. It's still in the middle of the ice on the goal line, and he just continues to find ways to score goals. And he's changing it up. Everyone thinks it's that one spot. There haven't been a whole lot of those the last few years. He's getting all over the ice. He's got a stick ready to shoot. It's just been amazing. It's been so much fun to watch. And, when you're in the building, to hear all the fans, whether you're on the road or at home, you can feel the excitement. The opposition fans want him to score, believe it or not.
Because that's hockey fans, right? But there's a lot of empty netters, and there's a lot of Gretzky fans that don't like the empty netters. Do you hear that talk at all? Because I hear it.
You know what? There's people that like to say bad things about the best in the business. And whether or not people like that or not, Wayne scored a lot of empty netters. Remember the night that he scored 50 and 39, there were a bunch of empty netters in that one. And, that's the fastest 50 we've ever seen in the National Hockey League. I don't take anything away from Wayne. I don't take anything away from Ovechkin. Wayne had players water skiing on him, riding on his back. When he played, the rules are completely different. We have 8 coaches now. We got 3 goalie coaches. We got way different rules, the way the game is played. The coaches are a lot smarter. The players are smarter. But Wayne would be great in this generation. Ovi would have been great in that generation. And I don't take anything away. I want to throw daggers at anyone that comes up with the numbers that Alex or Wayne has demonstrated over their life. And people that like to do that, I just block them, delete them, keep them out of my life.
Yeah. You can't listen to him, but I say this friendlyly, Al, not trolling you. You would know it's hard to score 1 goal. 1 in the NHL, not 891, right?
Well, when I look at this, I'd say, and I may be being generous, but 80% of us that play in the National Hockey League over the course of time, we were lucky. We got hit by a lightning strike of luck because most of the guys are in that same skill category. And, you have guys that, their first round draft picks, they get up, they just look like a normal player. Then there's the elite players, the special players, the guys that can do different things. They're in the top 1%, the 5%, whatever it is. And we all just want our one game. These guys, we're going to play 1,000. Sidney Crosby's great. Ovi's great. When you look around, Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, they are spectacular. And if you were at your first ever National Hockey League game and you saw any of those players I mentioned, Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Dale Howard-Chuck, there's something different about those guys. And someone who does not know our game, they would say, wow, I can't keep my eyes off that player. He's spectacular. And, Ovi's a lot different than he used to be. He's got a lot of scar tissue. There's been no player that's put up the goals that he has, that's thrown anywhere near that amount of hits. And the fact he's still playing is a miracle. And the way that he's come out this year is astonishing. And we're going to see him break the record in the next few days, I think. If he gets one against Carolina tonight, I'm going to say it's all over Friday night against the Chicago Blackhawks, and there won't be an empty netter involved. This building, the 400 level seats will be going for $2-3 grand a pop. Every ticket in the building, people are going nuts to be a part of this and say, I was in the arena. I saw him do it. And I think he's going to be super adrenalized. If he gets through Carolina tonight, I think Chicago's in a whole lot of trouble come Friday.
I'm just writing down notes of what you're talking about, Alan. Can I ask you this? Has it been a welcome distraction in that I'm sitting down here in Florida watching what's going on across the league, and it's like, oh, the Capitals were the first team to clinch a playoff spot. What's Ovi? What did Ovi do last night? Nobody's really paying attention to what the team's doing.
Everything's noticeable. This team and what they've done this year, and a lot of people scoffed at me last summer when I said they put together an incredible roster. They would challenge first or second in the Metropolitan Division. They far exceeded my expectations of being first overall in the Eastern Conference. But they have so many players, and everyone has got a responsibility on this team. Ovi plays in the top 6 with 5 other guys that they just flip-flop all those guys. They've all stayed in this top 6 all season long. The bottom 6 has been the bottom 6. They rotate around. The defensemen, they had the same 6 defensemen for 60 games in a row until Matt Roy had to leave the team for some personal family reasons. And, it's been, goaltending's been incredible. The team play, all 4 defensemen have 20 or more points, or 6 defensemen, excuse me. You've got 3 guys, 30-plus goals between Protas, Wilson, and Ovi. They've got 100 goals. You're going to have 7 players who have 20. Jacob Chychrun has taken a lot of the load off of John Carlson. So we talk more about on a daily basis around here, around the team, the guys that cover, about their opponents and who they're playing. And it's the 50th anniversary. This has been so special. If Ovi can break it, and which I believe he will, set the record this season, I still think it'll be this week if he scores tonight. And it's been fun. Everything about it has been amazing to see all these players having career years. You've got, when you look at this roster and what everyone's done, I think we're going to have 11 to 12 players who have had career years. But you can't say that anywhere. This is the best retool on the fly that I've ever seen in my time in the game. And so many players have stepped up, and they still get the same amount of ice time they've ever had. The system, the coaching, the goaltending, the D play. And kudos to Brian McClellan, Chris Patrick, Don Fishman, the salary cap guru here. They put together a very methodical roster. And, oh, by the way, Ovechkin, so many people were detracting and denigrating the Capitals in the offseason, said they're going to be a lottery team. They're just going to, try to get Ovechkin this record. Well, they're trying to win the Stanley Cup, and Ovi's going to get the record. So I've got nothing bad to say about anything that's gone around here. When we go to other cities, they're talking about first place as well, as on top of watching Ovechkin score and ultimately passing my favorite hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, in the scoring race.
You were on the Caps train. I had them missing the playoffs, so I'll admit it. Let me just say that. Let me just end it with this. So,
sports to zone in and dial in on this, and I've had a lot of people that have been in hockey and management coaching in their entire lifetime, and they were saying lottery, and they thought I was on something, and I was like, nah, I've been around the game, and it was methodical. Fourth line, it was methodical the way they created the third and the other players that brought in, and the wild card in all of it was Pierre-Luc Dubois. And then you go Logan Thompson. But when you had defensemen like Matt Roy and Jacob Chychrun, all of a sudden your 6 defensemen are pretty damn good. And they've got an incredible goaltending duo tandem here. And everything else just fell into place up front.
Wild. Well, 2 things. Number 1, Alan May is all natural, baby. He's not on anything. Number 2, we didn't mention assistant GM Ross Mahoney, and we should. I've known him since I was 12, and he coached my brother at the U of R. So he's been around since day 1, literally. And
I apologize for that because the way they've drafted and the way these players have come along, there should be teams knocking on his door, left and right, to have him come in and be their general manager, because he, as much as those other guys have brought success to this organization. When you look at the draft picks, what Tom Wilson's turned into, Protas, McMichael, these younger players were affected by COVID, that they didn't get to play a lot of games, and it's around the National Hockey League. Like what Wyatt Johnston's doing in Dallas is phenomenal, but sticking to Ross Mahoney. He has been, and I talk to so many people around the game that goes, you guys draft better. You guys have the best prospects in all hockey. You look at Protas's younger brother, who was drafted out of the USHL, has 130 whatever points in the Ontario Hockey League. and Eric's Matejko, what he's been able to do and how he stood out at the World Junior team. So Ross definitely deserves his accolades, and I think he should be interviewing for jobs all over the National Hockey League on how to build a hockey team.
Haas. He will be, but for now, going after another cup. And you too, Alan. Maybe we'll see you in the playoffs, huh?
I would love that. I keep saying, the Caps are going to be playing. And I've said this from the start of the year. The way they play, they've got a really, really big hockey team. They've got depth. And if they can stay healthy, and the first round will be crazy for everybody, but I expect them to play probably Montreal or Florida in the finals. But that's disrespecting Tampa, who once again is just, pushing buttons and making things happen. I love it. I love how many good teams there are in the Eastern Conference, and it's going to be a battle. But whoever comes out of the East, I think there'll be enough left in them that they can win the Stanley Cup.
Tampa's been using it as fuel all year, so don't worry about it. Okay, Alan. Thanks for the time, man. Enjoy the games. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
The great Alan May of the Monumental TV Sports Network out of Washington. Estevan Bruins alum, I might add. Wheat Kings, too, I think. But we'll be right back with Overtime after this, everybody. We're live on Game Plus Television, streaming live, and podcasting wherever the best podcasts are found.